Hello, my name is Porter Moore, and this is my food culture presentation. So your food culture and your identity within food is obviously going to be gratefully influenced by your parents and where they're from and what they ate. Obviously, that's going to trickle down to you, right? My mom's lineage goes back to Mexico, so her mom taught her how to cook, and then therefore so on, right? Mexican food is usually a comfort food in my house. So like a lot of times we'll eat a lot of meals with tortillas. There's a lot of beef. We do like Taco Tuesday, obviously. A lot of times like chips and salsa is always served like on the side, or like chips and guac. Chips and guac is like always there. There's always like tortilla chips in the pantry. And then my dad's side of the family, his lineage goes back to Italy. So we also eat a lot of like pasta meals. It's like pasta with marinara sauce, pasta with meat sauce, seasoned. Sometimes it's Italian seasoned, the beef is Italian seasoned, or it's just salt and pepper, and it's great. And yeah, like my dad, like when he cooks the food, he's like, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. That's how they did it in Italy. I'm like, okay. I mentioned all these foods that like my mom and my dad both eat, but then there's also we're Catholic. Well, I am Catholic, and so are they, obviously. Also, Catholicism is like I would consider a major influence in my food culture. I don't eat like during Lent, no meat on Fridays. Like that's just not allowed, and that's like in my family. I feel like we're really open to like a lot of seafood options. So like a lot of times like during weekdays, like during high school, I would just like eat calamari. Like I just like throw it in the air fryer and just eat calamari. And it was just you could eat it because it was from the sea, you know. And then like fasting as well. Like obviously you have this couple fasts, except we snack a lot. But I want to emphasize that I did not grow up in an ingredient household. And what I mean by ingredient household is like there's no processed snacks or like anything like that. If that makes sense, no processed foods, if that makes sense. You know, I didn't grow up in a house like that. You know, low key. So there was always Cheez-Its, there's always goldfish, there's it's all the good stuff, but it's fine. But then like my mom doesn't, like my parents don't eat that type of stuff. You know what I mean? That was just for me and my sister, more just me. But that's there's healthy snacks. My mom eats a lot more healthier snacks. So celery, cauliflower, carrots, ranch. But like also you can eat celery with peanut butter. Like healthier snacks, like stuff you would see on like a charcuterie board. So like there's like slices of sausage, like summer sausage, and then there's like gluten-free crackers or just normal crackers. Those like pretzels and other things that are like a little bit healthier. In my family, like when we snack, like it's kind of like multiple people. Like not the whole family is gonna be snacking at one time, but you know, it's kind of a communal thing. You share. You always share the snacks in my family. But recently, my mom did like food sensitivity testing, you know, like this whole big thing, and it came back, and like she's like really sensitive to gluten. So a lot of our food shifted from, you know, having gluten to not having gluten. Another big change was like they both started working way longer, which meant like they weren't gonna be able to cook dinner. I hate these, but they're like crock-pot meals, but they're just convenient. You know, the crock-pot meal, and they're gluten-free crock-pot meals. And bread is amazing because it's part of the sandwich. And that leads me to the next point. People are gonna say, why are you mentioning the sandwich? And they'll be like, it's dumb to mention one type of food that has has impacted you culturally, and I'm like, it has though, because it's just like, it's such a comfort food. The sandwich, just as a term, like sandwich, is very general. It's very general because it just means whatever you have between two pieces of bread, and that can be considered a sandwich. Like anything, like, and I find it much more satisfying when you get a sandwich and you find these ingredients and you put them together and they work and it tastes really good. It's just really satisfying way of eating. And the sandwich has had an impactful influence on my food culture. Personally, BLT was really there for me, let me tell you. I could talk about the sandwich for 5 minutes. People are gonna say, how has a sandwich influenced you? I'm like, it influenced me enough to drive 17 miles to go to Moochie's just to try the meatball sub. Also, I feel like there's a beautiful aspect of crafting a sandwich. You can have every food group in a sandwich. I do it constantly. The idea of a sandwich has just influenced me to try new things as well. This is in the last couple of years just really influenced me to eat new foods. And that is all. Thank you for watching.